Jason, live from Long Island, New York, with Jake, who's over in Medellin, Colombia.
Medellin, greetings from Medellin, Colombia. That's
Yeah.
right.
So Jake is apt to show up from anywhere in the world in cities, right, Jake? You're a world traveler.
Yeah, same time zone. So it's not a big deal.
All right. Vibrant Vixen, Brooklyn. You're never early and you're never late. You are always on time. I want you to know that, right, Jake? Isn't Brooklyn always on time?
Yeah, totally.
Totally on time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're early. We're doing an unusual time slot at 6:30. So you're not early. Vibrant Vixen wants to know, is she early or late or what?
No.
Well, you're definitely not what.
Time.
We rule out what. WHAP,
Right.
she's not what. Vibrant Vixen is Brooklyn. That's something. Born and raised in Brooklyn. Now anybody born and raised in Brooklyn has a certain mindset that I can fully understand, having been born and raised in Brooklyn. Very unique mindset. Now, Donald Trump was born and raised in Queens. That's a different story.
What's the difference?
Well, the difference is about 15 miles from where I lived. About 15 miles is the difference?
No, personality-wise.
I don't know. There's a difference. Brooklyn has a different culture than Queens. Queens is more like a Long Island type culture. Stephen Bernard, hey, first time watching live. Glad to have you, Stephen. Welcome aboard. We like new faces. Clarence is our resident guru. I don't know how I would do this show without Clarence. Clarence, welcome. You know, Clarence is from upstate New York, where it's at 10 degrees colder than Long Island, at least. We had a beautiful day today, 49 degrees, 50 degrees. Dr. J walked a couple of miles today outside in the wooded area. We took a walk in the woods. It was very nice. Beautiful.
No, it's important to do, especially.
What's the weather in Medellin?
What's that?
What's the weather in Medellin?
Well, it's the city of eternal springs, so it's always 72 degrees. And the standard deviation is like 2 degrees. Yeah. So all year, 72 degrees. So right now it's probably around, no, this is 68. Yeah, it's fantastic. So it's a good place to be, to escape the winter and to escape the summer if you're in the South, which I am.
Lynn is on. Hey, Lynn, you're on time also. No matter when you come, you're on time, just like Brooklyn. Brooklyn is on time. You're on time. You define the time. Lynn and Brooklyn define the time. It's not Jake and I. It's Brooklyn and Lynn that define the time. You know, you're making everyone envious of you because the winters, no matter how I paint them, are not really pleasant in Northeast USA, and you're getting everyone jealous. Jiggly,
yeah, well, if you ever take a trip to Colombia, just let me know. I'll host you.
Okay,
show you around.
Let you know. I'm more apt to take a trip to Austin or Toronto, however.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Toronto's good in summer.
Yeah.
And if CBN, if we pass data, it's good data, we'll all take a trip somewhere.
Oh, I think we have a party scheduled in Vegas. You're going to come?
Oh, totally.
Okay.
Totally.
And in fact, I promised we would broadcast live from Vegas, and everyone would get to say cheers. So we're waiting for that data to come in and beat expectations. Yeah.
It will.
Before we book the flight, The one thing about Vegas, my wife gets nauseous and throws up every time the plane lands in Vegas. It's like comes in very between the mountains, and it seems to affect her. I don't know if it's psychological or what. Vibrant Vixen is in to Vegas. Boy, we're lining up a lot of people. Hello from the Green Mountain State, says Cabinet Guy. Hello, Cabinet Guy. Kamal Ali, I am going to take another look at Boeing. I mean, now it looks different than it did last Friday when I looked at it. Last Friday, it looked like stay away. This week, it looks like what's a good entry point? What a difference a week makes, I mean, I don't follow the fundamentals, but I assume there was good earnings the way it shot up. Is that what it was, Kamal? Was it an earnings thing? Snaid, count me in for Vegas. Well, come on, Snaid. You could take like a car to Vegas. He's in Utah.
Oh, yeah.
Utah to Vegas is how long? From Salt Lake City to Vegas. Can't be very long.
I have a feeling we'll go to Vegas probably in August.
August is too hot. Can we make it a little earlier? April?
No, you gotta ask the CEO of CVM that.
Right. Jigglypuff. Novak. Is that Novak or NNVC or is it NVXC? No, the vaccine maker, NVAX. I mean, we got to look at 8 hours, so you could drive there. Yeah. Vitamin Vixen, sweet. Let's see what she has to say. I'm not trading next week, so I couldn't leave it on. I know I'm going to be really sorry, though. Okay. Stephen, starting to lose hope in Ameren. Don't lose hope. Count your $35 a share. Just put it in. You can count on it. $35 a share. It's coming. You heard it here. Dr. J said it 4 months ago, 5 months ago, 6 months ago. I was saying 35 a share. And everybody was saying, 35? Are you crazy? It's going to be 90 a share. They're not going to take you out for less than 90. I said, that's nonsense. 35 a share, I'm sticking to it. They will get bought. Counter effect. I own 1,000 shares. I have no idea why. That's all I own. I own I took a simple $1,000 out and said, I'm going to buy $1,000 worth.
Kamal's at SPCE.
Oh yeah, I love SPCE.
I keep hearing about that one though. I'm in
Virgin Galactic, man. Virgin Galactic. Where's Kamal's remark? Kamal, where is it? Yes, space. The last front. This is the last frontier, space. Did you ever watch Star Trek? Space, the final frontier.
Yeah, I don't, but that's an interesting one. I think that's a spec play, right?
No, a long-term play. It's a play that you're going to have for the next 20 years.
Special purpose acquisition.
That's the next Tesla.
No, SPAC is special purpose acquisition.
Oh, special purpose acquisition. I thought you said spec. I'm sorry.
No, SPAC.
Dr. J has trouble with it.
Yes,
let me explain. I have trouble with high frequency sounds. So you have to talk in low frequency for me. Can you do that?
lower my voice down.
Oh, lower that voice.
Yeah, I can lower it. I can do that. I can do that.
All right. How about Vibrant Vixen? Do you have a low voice, a deep voice, or a very high pitched voice? Never heard Vibrant Vixen. You want to come on with us, Vibrant Vixen?
Yeah, and why is she not training next week?
She's going to, I'm not saying, but she's got a familial obligation that she's looking forward to.
Okay.
So that's a good thing, right? It's all good, right, Vibrant Vixen? That's all good. All right, so is there any hope for ATNM? Where's my thumbs? Two thumbs up. There's a lot of hope. A lot of hope. You know why? Because Dr. J bought in. Yeah, so that makes it much more hopeful. I bought some of that stuff. I'm thinking that it's going to run to from 25 cents to 39 cents. That's my target on that one. What did Brooklyn say? That was just my Lake score, not CVM that I left. Okay, so don't lose hope in Ameren. Contraeffect, maybe we'll look at it if we have time. I have a bunch of ideas for what to look at. Sangamo, which is I think a hemophilia stock into genetic engineering. And it's a low-priced number, $8 a share. I think it might be worth looking at. We'll look at a bunch of stuff. Try to go through it quickly. Amazon.com, which had not the greatest of weeks. We'll look at the Dow, just take a picture of it. We'll look at a lot of stuff. ARWR drop. Yeah, I'm not too happy about ARWR. I'm sorry I got back into it at all. But for now, I'm holding. It looks like $40. It's 44 now. I think it's going to $40 and then probably buy. I'll have to buy some more at $40. I'm not going to chart AWR because I just said it, right? Didn't I just say where? I don't have to show it on the chart, do I, Jake? They can trust me. Am I not trustworthy? If anything, am I not trustworthy?
I'm on the fence, but you're tipping on the good side. No, Dr. J is solid. You know, so something we should go into is is strategies around this coronavirus situation.
Let's start with Lake. Let me go to share screen. We're going to begin with Lake. My number one pick for coronavirus play is Lake. Because they're not a drug company. They're going to supply the suits that everyone needs. All right, Lake. Before we do the Dow, we're going to do Lake. Look at this crazy jump. That was on the first day of the news. It jumped to 1540, and it's jumping around ever since. So the volume today was crazy on Lake, and it's nudging its way into overbought territory again, which doesn't really worry me because it's all news dependent. These big candles, these big range days are going to just become bigger. So we're going to get extreme volatility. I expect on any kind of furthering of the epidemic, this 15 will look more like 30, 35. So it's all news driven. The charts don't mean anything. I don't really need to look at the chart on this one. Let's go to the Dow Jones Industrial Averages. My number one pick is Lake. APT is my number two pick. And then after that, CVM. which, believe it or not, with the LEAPS technology, is capable of turning out a vaccine faster than anybody else. Okay, Dow Jones Industrial Averages, and Gert will take advantage of it. Don't think he won't. I very much like where it stopped today, Jake. You see the lower trend line here? To hit that lower trend line, bounce back. We're still in the Zoom channel. I think today's drop is nada, don't matter. You're in meta-ren, I'm going to say nada, don't matter. It's nothing. We're going to head back up on Monday, just like it did at the close. I think it was at the close that it came back a little, right? Although I'm not sure. I don't want to look at an hourly chart. So we're going to look at something different. We're going to look at Amazon.com. I got a lot of stocks to look at, including your what's the symbol? DEAC. We'll look at that one.
DraftKings.
Yeah, let's look at it first. The DEAC, right? You talk on this one.
So let's get DEAC. So basically, this is similar to spce. So it's a special purpose acquisition play, which means that DraftKings is going public through Diamond Eagle, right? So I think right now DraftKings is worth around $9 billion. After the last funding rounds, DEAC is going around 2 or 3 billion. So once the merger happens, you should expect this to go back to fair market value, which is around 30 or 40, if and when it happens, and it should, because they already pumped hundreds of millions of dollars into it. I was on the fence about investing in this one. I typically only do bio. This is my only non-bio, just for the fact that it's completely undervalued. So you should expect a bump through the Super Bowl and then multiple catalysts throughout the year. I think 12 state is going to be legal this year for online sport betting. Another 10 to 15 in 2020, including Texas and California. So you're going to have, 10 to 15 catalysts per year with DraftKings.
Okay, so the play on DEAC is the merger with DraftKings. That's the play.
Correct. And it should happen sometime in first half 2020.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
There's no better timetable than the first half?
No, first half 2020 is when it's going to be official. It's when DAC will change the ticker to the DK or whatever else. We don't know yet.
DRFT, draft. I like that.
Yeah.
All right, so DEAC is going to become DRFT, maybe. Are they going to go on to New York or something?
It's a good question. Well, it's going to be wherever DAC is.
Well, that's a NASDAQ, so it's four letters. It wouldn't be DK. It would be DRFT. DRFT.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, this is my only non-bio. So,
Jake, I want you to know I took a small position in DEAC. I have a larger position at spce. Let's take a quick look at that one. Oh, actually, I want to look at Going Airlines for Kamal. And for me, because I kind of dismissed it too quickly on last Friday. It bottomed on Wednesday. I don't know if it was on earnings, where it came shooting up on Thursday. But right now, based on this one green candle and the follow-up confirmation play today, I really like it. So I would be looking to buy on any pullback, a pullback to where the bottom of the candle today would be beautiful if you can get it. So the low of the day was 312. I would settle for 315 and to buy some Boeing. I think there's a lot of upside and very limited downside. You get in at 315. If it does go below the low from Wednesday, you're out. So it's a low risk trade somewhere around there. I thought I drew a horizontal line, but it's horizontal enough, close enough. So right around there at about 315 is a good entry point. You get a little bit lower, good for you. 315, Dr. J wants to buy Boeing. So I'm going to be looking to buy for myself at 315. And hopefully on Monday, if the market is weak on Monday, I think we'll get it. But somehow I think the market will not be weak. I think we'll have a strong market on Monday, unless the coronavirus scares the hell out of people or something else weird happens. I think the market will turn around next week and continue on up. I might, in fact, I would probably bet on it, and I probably will add to my diamonds. I think the Dow will have a run to the upper end of its channel. We looked at that before. I don't want to look at it again. Let's look at Amazon.com, AMZN. It had a bad week this week, as did a couple of big tech stocks. All right, Amazon for the day put in an ugly big red candle. It made a low of, wow, 1847. That is low. It's about a 2-week low that it put in today. But the good news is it finished well off the low at 1861. My feelings about Amazon is always positive. You know that. I'm a big Amazon fan. And I'm going to stay positive, even though today was a little discouraging. But, one of the problems with Amazon is the Bezos thing, Bezos owning the Washington Post, and that's not a healthy thing for Amazon because he makes a lot of enemies just being the owner of the Post. I can't seem to erase this line. There we go. So where would I be looking to add to my Amazon? Probably at about 1852 would be my entry point for Amazon if I didn't own it already, but I might actually add some more at about 1852. So that's what I'm looking for to add on Monday. If I get 1852, I will add to my position on Amazon. But what else should we discuss? elgx, that had a tough week, right?
Yeah, it had a rough week. Yeah. Yeah, and with the market deal, I think stocks, I mean, you probably have 1 or 2 more days of everything being on sale until it goes back up.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think like I was thinking about this coronavirus thing, right? I mean, two
Yes.
cases in the U.S. And stocks freak out, right? But I think it's like a double-edged sword because people nowadays it's like everything is blown out of proportion. So that's one thing. But the other thing is that everyone has such a short attention span that I think if next week no one died in the United States, it'll probably go back to normal. So.
Uh-huh. Well, it also depends. I think there's been cases in Europe. If it spreads to Europe, that's very bad.
Well, it did. There was a couple of cases in Europe. No deaths yet. You got to look at the standard of care of healthcare in Wuhan and other places in China is probably going to be dramatically, not as good as Europe or the US. So I think even if we get cases, I don't think it'll be like 26 deaths like you saw in
It's
China.
funny. It seems like all of these things start in China. The SARS epidemic began in China. The bird flu cases were in China.
Yeah.
I don't know why everything seems to happen in China.
Well, yeah. Well, it's the same thing, right? So the SARS thing is some guy ate like I think some kind of possum dog, and then this coronavirus is the same thing. Stem out of the fish market where they were selling like raccoons, snakes, bats. People were eating that, and that happens.
Why do
So
they eat such food? They like it, or it's food is scarce?
that's a good question. That's a really good question. I don't think it's a scarcity thing. I think it might be more like a I don't know, like an exotic thing or whatever, because it's supposed to be illegal, but they're like under the radar sell like you know other
And
stuff.
other things are so against our culture, like eating dogs and cats.
Yeah, and when you do, like sometimes bad stuff happens,
Yeah,
and in this case it did. So
yeah.
just lay off it for a couple
Well,
months.
the good news about elgx is it didn't make a new low. So the old low at $1.55 holds. In fact, we have a double low at 155, and maybe a triple one. Essentially 157, 155. Let's see what the low was today. It was 160. So if as long as it doesn't make a new low, I think probably it'll do fine. But if it makes a new low, how low can it go? That's the question. It's been in a tremendous decline, so it's hard to predict how low it can go. I could look at a three egg chart, but I don't know if that's going to help much. Do you have a feel for how low it can go?
Yeah, so I'm pulling something up. So I did some DD on this. Now, if the question is how low it go without any kind of PR or data or catalyst coming out, I don't know. But I do think approval news is going to be out maybe any day now, right? We have Neelix and Alto system for approval. One of them is going to get approval.
You said
So
even it's possible both will, you said, right?
yeah, possibly both. Ovation is really solid. So I'm extremely bullish on the Ovation system. We found some risk with the other product, the AFX system, just based on treatment failure in the past, and the trial didn't account for a large enough sample size. But I think Ovation should be approved um, relatively quickly. So when that happened, yeah, it should go back up to maybe two, three, maybe more.
The market doesn't seem to agree with you. The price action is not very positive on this right now. I mean, it took out the 3-year low recently, the 3-year low of what? What am I looking at? This is peculiar. 850, and it looks like it's not much more. Or it was really high. It was 150. No wonder. Do you know this was extremely high at one point?
Oh yeah,
I guess it had a lot of reverse splits or something.
yeah. No, this is not like my typical play. This is kind of like the the bio company, that did R&D for a decade, and then brought a product to the market. So for a while, they had to dilute over and over again.
Yeah.
But they're getting close to the position where it's becoming a legit pharma company. That pretty low, extremely low float. Yeah, it's kind of under the radar kind of stock. So it could go either way, right? But I think with some news and some PR, maybe the next earnings call, if the debt goes down, you're going to see a spike. But this is a risky one.
Yeah, it's not my typical type of play, I'll tell you that much. just looking at the chart. And also, one of the followers raised a concern that the FDA raised about blood leaking from one of the devices that have been approved already. So there's some kind of concern there, and 2% of the cases or something like that after a certain amount of time. I don't know how significant that is, but
AMX system.
you didn't seem to know about that, right? You know nothing about that?
Yeah, I think that was in the athx system, and I think they are doing a post approval study. So the study is going to go. Yeah, I forgot how long that will be, but there's going to be a post study because of that.
All right. So this one is, let's call it on the risky side. You
Yeah,
think
it's
that
definitely on the risky side for
well, it's
sure.
double what it's trading at, but if it goes below whatever the heck I said, I would think it's dangerous to be in it. It's very close to where I would bail. You know what I mean? On this one. So I'm not that I'm disagreeing with you. I'm just saying you got to be a little careful on this one. Prudence. Below here, I would think about a close below with another new low. I'd be nervous. Below 155, I'd be pretty nervous at this point. What is it now? 162. It's very close to that. A close below 155 would get me pretty nervous. But it wouldn't bother you?
Yeah,
If you
I
close
still
below
think this one is
155 wouldn't bother you? What would you buy more? What would you do?
no. My mark price at 250, so it goes to 150. I'll be concerned. I'll stay in because I still think it's completely undervalued
Uh,
based on the revenue it's bringing in. The debt do worries me, but I think if we get the approval, I think you're gonna see at least some kind of bump. No.
but that's again another if. If
That's
the
it.
first one is not approved, then you're going to see new lows.
Oh yeah, I mean this is yeah. There's a binary factor in this for sure.
All right, let's look at something that is a little more stable that you like. I think the LJPC has more stability to it.
Yeah, LJPC is solid. Like that one should be. I mean, it did go up like quite a bit the last couple of weeks, but there's going to be a lot of room to run left on LJPC.
This is just a normal consolidation pattern after a big run up. Healthy. What I see on this does not scare me at one iota. In fact, I like what I see. It looks like it's coming to the end of a triangle of a pennant and will probably break north. So it's a healthy pullback after a huge run up. So basically, I'm certainly much more inclined to buy this one than elgx. And I don't even have to draw a bottom line because you got the 200-day moving average pretty as support. It closed right at that 200-day moving average. So it looks like a good place to buy an LJPC, especially if you like the fundamentals, as Jake does. You want to talk about the fundamentals a little bit?
Yeah, so the bull thesis in short is a couple of things, right? Number one, the approved drug in the market. The reason why there's two reasons for the run up in the last couple of weeks. One, earnings was really good, so the year-over-year revenue for the one product that we have is basically skyrocketing in terms of revenue. Hospitals are accepting it at a good rate. So that's one. The other bull thesis, and I prefer this one. Well, there's two more. One, the company basically did like a like a massive layoff, right? Just like a clean house kind of situation a couple months ago. And there's no CEO, a bunch of people got fired, and the private equity firm with the highest position took over. So Tang is basically the interim CEO. Tang has a reputation of buying really low, pumping the price, and then selling the company at a premium. He did that for the last company.
Is he from the private equity firm?
Yeah, Tang Capital Management.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so you look at his track record is good. Now, you can debate whether or not he's like is morally sound character, but his track record for pumping prices, selling it is good. He just bought I forgot the amount of share, but I think $17 million worth a couple weeks ago. So that skyrocketed.
So you have insider buying, you have change of management, you have a product that's selling, you have buyout prospects. What was your third bullish
And the
one?
last one, and this is the closest catalyst, which is there's a thing called the PRV, right? So it's priority review voucher. Now the government gives this once you apply for NDA, it expedite the approval process. Now, when a PRV is given out, you can actually sell this, right, to another company, and it's only given out for companies with extremely rare and hard to treat diseases. So LJPC has a malaria medication that's going NDA. So it qualifies for a PRV. In the past, a PRV has been sold anywhere from $100 million to $300 million, right?
Wow.
Which by the way, is a crazy concept, because if you have a drug that is rare and you get a PRV, you can actually sell it to another company with a not rare drug that wouldn't fit the criteria for a PRV, and that company can get priority review. So it's a crazy concept, but we should hear about NDA in the next, I think within the next 4 days. So if NDA gets accepted, we get PRV that adds another 100 mil to 300 mil to the market cap, which should also spike the price.
See, this one I kind of salivate over, whereas the other one, elgx, which may turn out to be the better of the two, churns my belly a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this one looks much more palatable to me, anyway. Let's take a look at CVM, which had a wonderful week.
Oh,
yeah. I mean, once I go to the CVM chart, I may not want to leave it.
Oh yeah, this is our baby, yeah. CVM.
Yeah. Look at the volume on the big move up, the big gap up that we had on Wednesday. Heavy volume. And did it fill the gap? Yes, it filled the gap the next day, healthy. I called for support between 1150 and 1250. Something like 12, and I came pretty close. I think it hit 1180. In fact, I hit it. So when it was going down and everyone was getting hysterical, I said, good buying opportunity. I tweeted that out. So it's in the public record that Dr. J said, buy, don't panic. And that's where we're at. Now we're just in a wait state. I don't really care where the price goes at this point, because I'm not selling another share unless it goes crazy before data. I don't intend to sell any more than I already did. Sold 10%, and I'm sorry I even sold that much. So I'm not selling another share.
Yeah.
If anything, I might actually buy some long-term leaps. Yeah, call options way out of the money. I don't care how far out of the money, as far as whatever they write. The cheaper they are, the better. And I figure it's got the potential to go to 200. I don't care if I buy the hundreds if they're a nickel. They won't be. Nothing's going to be a nickel.
Let's see what you can get it for right now.
Do they even have hundreds?
They don't have 125 is the highest. So if you buy, so you buy January 15th, 2021, If you want a strike price at 25 bucks, it's going to cost you 2.4 per share. It's not bad.
That's the ask.
Yeah, 25 strike price, $2.40 premium. January 2021. You move it out a year, 2022. This is really long options, by the way.
No, you don't need that. You don't need to go beyond January.
No, you don't need to. 100%.
So that's really worth it. So some of the money that I pulled out when I sold 10%, I might actually buy some of those leaps at $25 strike.
I have it at. I bought mine at 12.5 per well, at $5.40 at 12.5 strike price. So I might look at the higher strike price as well. But I think they're priced pretty well.
Yeah, not bad at all. So you think just buy at the ask, don't fool around with the trying to
No,
get.
no. I wouldn't buy at the ask for the option. It's just that I noticed in CVM there's a lot of people playing games, so they will put the ask way high. Basically, when people do that is because they want you to make the first offer.
Right.
So yeah, so just play around with it. Don't buy at the ask or the mark.
So the number you gave me was the last that it traded at?
If you want 2021, 25 strike price, the mark right now, I'm seeing 2.4.
Okay.
Now look at this, right? So the bid is at $1. The ask is at 380. I think you can probably get it for $2.
You think so, really?
It depends on what happens on Monday, but where it currently stand, I think you can get it for $2, maybe even 180.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, with CBM, people play a lot of games on options. So.
I haven't bought options in a very long time, so I'm a little rusty on the way to proceed.
Yeah, the key is to never buy at the mark, right?
Right.
I mean, I've seen so many ridiculous games where people will put the ask at a ridiculous price just because like some guy who have no idea what he's doing go on option, just boom, buy the mark. He buys for like a price that's way above the market value. So
Right.
I would, yeah, I
So
would.
you always put it in somewhere between the bid and the mark.
Look at the last sale price and compare that to the market rate for the stock. Put it in low and slowly goes up. I mean, if you have time, right? I mean, it's time consuming. Like options, is a completely different ball game. But put it low, near where the bid is.
Okay.
Yeah, and then it just slowly goes up,
Okay.
and you'll see if you put it low. Yeah, the ask price will like slowly go down as well. So
Okay.
yeah.
Thanks for refresher course. I used to buy so many options when I was working in the city in the 70s. I was a big option player, and I worked in the Gray Bar building, which was adjacent to Pan Am building where my broker was in Grand Central. Grand Central Station on 42nd Street. There's several big office buildings, rather like part of it. So I worked in one of them called the Gray Bar building, a very old Manhattan building, skyscraper. Pan Am building is no longer called that because obviously there's no Pan Am. But my broker was Gruntal, Gruntal, long out of business. But I used to walk in there lunchtime, and if there was somebody sitting next to my broker, he literally pushed them off the chair and dusted the chair off for me because I was making tons of money on my option trades. You had to pay a lot to buy options or even stock back then. It was a different world.
So how come you don't play options anymore?
I got conservative in my old age. I lost my fervor for extreme speculation. I speculate, but not usually without the need for extreme leverage. I don't
Mm.
play margin. I don't play options. I just buy the stock.
Well, for biotech stock that with a binary event, that's when I play option.
I understand it's probably a better strategy than just buying the stock in that case because you're risking less and you're getting more leverage.
Yeah, and with bio, you kind of know when the binary event will happen, so you can time it. The
You
option.
can time it, yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay,
speaking
so
of
let's.
brokerage, right? Let's talk about this CVM birdie gal or guy
Yeah,
because a couple of months ago, he made a chirp and says, "Hey, get your ducks in a row by the week of January 20th." And yeah, week of January 20th, this thing went up. Well, yeah, I mean, it was insane. So what's going on here, right?
uh, I don't know, but CVM Birdie has been extremely made some very bullish calls in the past on CVM and been right as well. So maybe it's just easy to be right if you're bullish CVM. How's that for a theory?
It is, but I mean, calling January 10th, the week of it was the 10th or 20th, and then the stock price going up like 30% is pretty wild.
I think you can't give him credit for that because he just said a little nugget. We got more than a little nugget.
No,
And
no,
he
he
didn't.
said actually in December it was get your ducks in a row by the week of January 20th. Um,
I thought he said there's going to be a little nugget. A little nugget is not, big move. We had a very big move.
no, that was for something else. The little nuggets for something else, I think. He called the week like in December, and then last Friday he sent a picture of a duck and a line of duck following behind it, which is get your ducks in a row. So he called this like a month and a half ago. So
I think I know who Little Birdie is, and a very big bull, been a big bull for a long time on CVM. And I do respect Little Birdie. Not that I don't respect him or her. He said week of 1/20/20, says Brooklyn. Okay. Yeah, I picked the week. Jackie says, thank goodness it's Friday and go CVM. Amen. Amen.
mm,
Yep. All right. Single cab Steve. It's the legacy of food scarcity in China. You resort to eating anything, says single cab Steve. This is a singles cab Steve explanation for why they eat strange creatures. And you kind of disagreed with that, right?
no, I think it makes sense. I mean, I think nowadays the food scarcity isn't as like large of an issue, but you still have that legacy of the habit of eating really exotic things. Um, I don't know. I mean, that's
Jigglypuff, do you really mean NNVC or is it NVAX? Another one.
wow, 2054%.
Novavax. I don't know NNVC. That one I don't know. I'd have to look at it. Should we take a look at that one, Jake?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, NNBC up 54%, and then another 23 in the aftermarket.
I don't know what the heck they do. My top pick is still Lake. I know I remember it from the last Ebola outbreak. It did very well.
Mm.
So I would prefer Lake to any of the others.
Interesting. Yeah, so I think this is up. So is it a vaccine company or what?
NVAX is a vaccine company.
Yeah, that one is NNVC. Yeah, it's nanotech. nanotype antiviral treatments. Okay, that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm putting a few of them up on the screen now. I'm typing it in. Lake. These are all coronavirus plays in my mind. And CVM is one as well. That might explain some of the move.
Yeah.
CVM years ago, I got into CVM the first time I got into it, and I've been in and out of it so many times. First time I got into it at about 20 cents. It ran to 80 cents. It ran to $1.80. It ran to $2, all on bird flu. With the LEAPS technology. So I wouldn't be surprised if things continue to develop, that bad things continue to develop, that Garrett doesn't take a role in this stuff. Also, AEMD is another one you can't ignore.
Oh yeah, I used to be on that.
AEMD for bird flu is very big, as well as for Ebola. So that's another one. I don't know the one that Jigglypuff is referring to. And what is it again? NNVC, right?
NNVC.
I don't know that one.
I just don't know how much more this pop from coronavirus will run next week. I mean, who knows? Right? Like,
hopefully not. Who needs
hopefully
it?
not.
I don't want to make money that way.
Yeah, no, neither do I. I mean, it's just too volatile, you know. But I'm pretty sure it's gonna die down. Like, not the Jay. Remember the last time with the Iran thing? I caught it. I was like, this is gonna be water under the bridge in a couple of weeks. And
I didn't believe you, did I?
I'm telling you, people have really short attention span nowadays, which is good and bad. Good because anything that happened is just like 10x the impact, but it will go away.
What will be the impact if the Congress calls witnesses for the Trump hearing?
Yeah, I mean that's another macro thing you gotta watch out for. I actually don't think like the Trump deal is gonna impact the market that much. Just based on the fact that Trump is like Kevlar. I mean, it doesn't seem to affect him, right? When bad things happen to him. So I think same for the market. When bad things happen to Trump is kind of the same. So I'm not too worried about that.
Right. By the way, I forgot the last time to give my disclaimer. I don't want to forget this time. As always, our opinions are strictly our own and do not constitute investment advice. And you should consult with an investment advisor before acting on any of our opinions. And do your own due diligence. That would be my best advice. Do your own due diligence. You take responsibility for every pick you make. It's your money. You have to be careful with what you do with your money. Right, Jake?
Yeah, I mean, it's your money. It's not mine. So.
Right.
Yeah.
And
But
in fact,
it's fun to make money together, though, right? I mean, in this game, it can get so lonely sometimes.
And that goes for Jigglypuff as well. Jigglypuff talking about NNVC doesn't mean he's selling you buy NNVC. Right, Jigglypuff? And you're not giving any investment advice either. So that goes for all my viewers. It goes for all the comments. It goes for everything you see on this particular show. It's for entertainment purposes because we're very entertaining people. We're informative, but then you have to make your own calls.
No, I'm blindly following Jigglypuff stock recommendation into NNVC.
You know, I might make an exception. Jigglypuff is a pretty good picker, so maybe I will follow him. All right, not without doing my own due diligence, of course. I wouldn't follow anybody without doing my own due diligence. And that goes to Jigglypuff. Jigglypuff says, I trade that and don't even own it anymore. Okay, just for full disclosure, Jigglypuff doesn't even own it. So you can't possibly be recommending it. Just a stock to watch. Okay.
Yeah.
Full disclosure, I do own Lake, Lake.
Yeah.
All right.
I own ljpc. And
Jigglypuff is really a tandem guy. And tandem is a solid biotech. I totally agree. Tandem to 100, right, Jiggly? Jackie says, only for entertainment purposes, indeed. Yes. We're very entertaining people, right?
Yeah, I know. At the very least, we're entertaining. Yeah.
I try my best to be funny. Sometimes I think I'm funnier than Woody Allen. What do you think? I look like Woody Allen, don't I?
About the same. Yeah.
The thing about being compared to Woody Allen is I don't like being compared to a sleazeball, a perv.
Well, we're comparing your level of humor to.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, not your character.
That's okay.
Yeah.
All right. Because I'm anything but a sleaze. I'm a lot of things, but not a sleaze. I have the utmost respect for women, and what he did marrying his child to me is unthinkable. But it seems to have lasted. They're still married. So who am I to say?
Yeah. I say in short, every stock Woody Allen owns.
I'm not God. Let God judge. All right. So we have anything else, or we're going to wrap it up?
I think that was a solid session, Dr. J.
Okay. Sangamo. I promised somebody I would just chart that, and then we'll wrap it up. Is that okay?
Yeah.
SGMO. Let's take a quick look at it. I hate to renege on my promises, so. I don't own Sangamo. I believe I took a look at it. I was thinking about it, but I never pulled the trigger on it. SGMO. SGMO. Okay, it's good I never pulled the trigger on this. This is a nasty red candle today. Oh my goodness. Can I just say before it even loads that I'd stay away from this one? I don't know the fundamentals too well, but judging from the quick look at the chart, I'll say next symbol, done. No comments.
Okay.
I saw enough. Too ugly for Dr. J. All right, so that's it for this week, I guess, unless somebody has an urgent ticker that we want me to look at. The Super Bowl winner. Who's the Super Bowl winner, Jake?
Well, I think DraftKings is the Super Bowl winner.
DraftKings, okay.
Yeah, I think there should be a spike for DraftKings during Super Bowl, so that's my winner. In terms of team, who knows?
Well, that's a good winner. That's a
good winner. At least I make money off it, right?
Kansas City. Kansas City will cover the 1.5 points. Cabinet guy is picking New England, even though they've been eliminated. That's a good pick, cabinet guy. Vibrant Vixen says, ha, 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 ha. All right, so that's it. Before I get a whatever you call it, what happens when you get a pain in your head? It's a headache, migraine, whatever it is. I don't want to get a migraine, so I'm going to call it an evening.
Call it a day.
I'm going to have a little vodka. A little vodka.
A little vodka?
A little
Nice.
vodka. Just a
All
little.
right.
Now, until next week, this has been Dr. J and Jake signing off for Dr. J Spike and Friends.
Thanks, guys.
And you want to say goodnight to everyone?
Yeah, it's been fun.
All right, it's been fun. Hasta luego.